blizzard swept through Champaign, Illinois earlier today, but that has not stopped the Illinois faithful. They are out in force, and this game tonight is brought to you in high definition by Phillips, and we've got a high def kind of matchup. The George of the Big East, coming off a very impressive win out in Eugene against Oregon, take on the unbeaten Fighting Illini. They are ranked number 10. Assembly Hall, despite the nasty weather conditions, is rocking here tonight. And Steve Lavin, Shantae Cook of Georgetown will have his hands full with Dee Brown of the Illini.
Well, Shantae Cook out of California, Westchester High School, wants to get the Hoyas back in the NCAA tournament in his senior year. But Dee Brown, clearly the man, the Illini now, the quarterback for Bruce Weber. Darren Williams longer around. This is his team, Brent.
And there he is with McBride, Randall, Augustine, the starter from a year ago, and the very improved Sean Pruitt for Georgetown. Wallace, Cook, Green. Keep an eye on Brandon Bowman, number 1, and 7'2" Roy Hibbert. Steve, what about the big fella? As the coach over here, of course, Bruce Weber took the Illini all the way to the national championship a year ago before losing to North Carolina. But what about the 7'2" Hibbert?
Well, I'll tell you what, this man, John Thompson III, glad that he has his 7'2" Christmas tree. 283 pounds, Roy Hibbert, shooting 70% from he's made 17 consecutive free throws. The leading scorer at 16 a game for the Hoyas. He controls the paint at both ends.
Big time officiating crew. Eddie Hightower, Jim Burr, Ted Hillary. Kept controlled by the Illini. They'll bring it down for the first set. Has it changed much, Steve, for Coach Weber replacing the 3 starters from a year ago?
Well, I think there's a transition period where the veterans, Augustine and new players, as I mentioned earlier, Darren Williams, Luther Head, have moved on to the NBA. But the concepts, the principles are the same. You see the great spacing here in this first possession, good patience offensively.
Traveling. Ryan Randall from Peoria handling the ball out on top, turns it over in the early going, and now we get our first look at Georgetown. It is a semblance of, because that's where John went and coached before he came to Georgetown, but they have a little more activity in it, don't they, Steve? And I guess they're calling it the Georgetown attack, in effect.
Well, naturally, with Coach Thompson being a disciple of Pete Carrell and his father, John Thompson, he's taken a combination and created his own philosophy.
Well, even for a 7'2" center, that was up there a little bit high. That was thrown to an 8'2" center. Over a piece here at the early going in Champaign. Dee Brown is going to be forced to carry the load at the point. Chester Frazier, their highly touted freshman from Baltimore, on the injured list. And so Dee Brown's got to carry the load, as he does right there. Thompson plays with alternating point guards. Whether Cook or Wallace brings it down, they tend to set the table for the Hoyas. Trying to get the feel of things here in Champaign tonight. Into Augustine's hands. Bowman missing from the deep corner, and Brown presses the issue, and that time Hibbert with a fine block on D.
We talked about the Christmas tree, the big size. When he gets those branches up and out, very difficult. No free looks in the basket area. So we see him beat that up off the backboard. Georgetown, a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement about the recruiting class coming to campus next year. But this group, Brent, the starters, the first 6 are back from last year. That's so critical in this Princeton-style offense, now called the Georgetown offense, because the reads, the concepts, it takes time.
D is on Wallace. Green, good wing player, takes it behind Hibbert. In the paint, traveling was not called. Up firing. Trying to load into the low blocks. Augustine screening high for Brown. Brown very active with the ball here in the early going. Wallace is picked off. Good defensive switch by the Hoyas. In low, and there is Pruitt. Battle for the rebound, and Georgetown will come away. Here's Cook's 3. into Randall's hand. Down low to Augustine, running the floor, very athletic. Brown kicks corner. McBride's three, good.
Great look by the Illini. D. Brown transporting the ball. Nice inside, outside, very unselfish team. We see that trademark of the Illini program last year and once again this year in their undefeated start.
The Illini defense keeping Georgetown at the perimeter, Steve, here in the early going. And they've turned it over.
Excellent ball hawking defense, smothering ball pressure by the Illini. As they build the chemistry with this particular group of players, one thing you can bring to the table night in, night out is defense. Forcing turnovers already. 2 early turnovers for Georgetown, something they pride themselves in. They're going to get less possessions because their style of play. They have to make the most of each possession.
16-30 for its first hoop. The three. Bowman has it knocked away and out of bounds. Georgetown basketball.
And Coach Weber mentioned that today in practice, that they may not be as precise or as sharp offensively early in the season. They'll get better at that by January, February, but they can bring a tremendous defensive effort, get shutouts. That gets this quick team in transition.
Hibbert in low, misfiring. Out comes D. Looking for a transition opportunity, applying pressure, passes inside, kicked by Arnold's three. Drains it. An impressive start. Thompson wants a timeout. Can Thompson and the Hoyas dig in here? They'll have to solve the Illini defense when we come back. A shutout right now, and Coach Lava, you know how hard it is to come into an environment like this and try to do his face just that right now.
Well, that's what he wants to do with this early timeout that he called. Instead of waiting for the TV timeout, went ahead, wanted to stop the bleeding right now. So patience, poise, so important. They get a good look at the basket on each possession, because Illinois, they can put points on the board in a hurry in transition off of that smothering defense.
Let's see after the timeout what Coach wants him to come up with here. Hibbert stepping out high. Arnold's the defender on him early. Still missing. No, nothing doing offensively. Jeff Green couldn't put the three down. Arnold's going to load Augustine. Beautiful pass back and tap in by James Augustine. It's 10-0.
John Thompson wanted an illegal interference there. Goaltending call. Thought the ball was above the... Have to see that on replay.
Foul on D. Brown. 15 minutes to go, and Steve, take a look at this. Did you think it was interference? I thought it was off the cylinder.
Looked like it came off the cylinder. Nice putback.
Good call. Timeout.
Codebreakers, an ESPN original movie, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Why do we love going out to eat? Being together with friends? Our favorite dishes? Yes. Introducing new Corner Bistro from Stouffer's. Restaurant-inspired entrees you can now enjoy at home. Try our full menu of new Corner Bistro entrees and see what's cooking at Stouffer's.
With a Canon PowerShot digital camera, you can make a powerful statement.
A power shot.
Complete the picture and bring your photos to life with the Selfie Compact Photo Printer.
New 7UP Plus with calcium. With real fruit juice, 25% of your daily calcium and less than 25 calories per bottle. It tastes so good, you can feel it in your bones. 7UP Plus. For great taste with calcium, the only way to go is up.
So what they say?
3 hours. We'll still be at my folks for Christmas.
I say we start Christmas right now.
This holiday, give her a B-Dealers, because gold is the one language everyone understands.
At least Santa's still flying.
Every kiss begins with K.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Stouffer's. See what's cooking at Stouffer's. And Canon Power Shot digital cameras. Make every shot a power shot.
Welcome back to a very snowy and cold Champaign, Illinois, but it's warm inside. I lead 10-0, and you know about Assembly Hall. The Illini have a 25-game home winning streak. It's tied for third longest active home winning streak in the nation. And Bruce Weber told me yesterday, you can just feel people because of their magical run last year and because of the winning streak. People are waiting for this team to fail, and he actually used that as motivation yesterday during practice before the guys left the field, the court. He told them the headline on SportsCenter, if you don't come together as a team, is the Hoyas upset the Illini here at Assembly Hall. Brent, you know who beat the Illini.
Yes, because you told me it was Purdue. And the last non-conference team to come in, Aaron, was George Washington. That was November 17th, 1998. So this is a tough environment. Orange Crush fans around the court. The student body, a fundraising group, and they hit a milestone too that Aaron's going to talk about as the evening progresses. Green steps out, but there is Hibbard with the putback.
Nice touch by the big fella. Got in the weight room in the office with the assistant coaches, working on his footwork.
Augustine steps out, bumps off Hibbard. Now screens for D, pick and roll, spin, blocked by Hibbard. That's his second block of the night.
Big space eater in the middle, both ends a factor.
Well, he is long with that reach, agile, and he looked very coordinated when he slapped that away. He's much better than 4'2" sophomore out of Maryland, and he's tough to deal with down there. Here's Randall with 4 on the shot, a little left-hand floater. But despite Hibbard, Illinois with an early advantage on the boards here of 7-3.
Illinois does a nice job of a balanced offensive attack. We see him knock down some threes, then put the ball on the floor.
Everything's for the Hoyas, and that's an offensive foul. A little bit out of control. Wallace picks up the personal. And Arnold, one of the big bodies for the Illini, drew it. It's 12-2, a 10-point lead here at the 13:26 mark of the first half. And congratulations, Steve, go out to Vince Young, who I suppose in a mild upset wins the Maxwell Award, a very prestigious Player of the Year award. And of course, the Heisman will be announced Saturday here on ESPN, and almost everybody, and maybe that's the way it will turn out for the great running back from USC.
You're better than a sports ticker, Brent. Breaking news. What, we had the odds the other day on the SC Texas game before anybody else? Unbelievable.
Texas has a big one coming up this weekend. 1 versus 2 at Duke, and fresh shot clock. D. Brown running that offense for Coach Weber.
Georgetown going a little zone to find a way to stop this Illini offensive attack.
And Hibbard is stopping them from getting to the glass. I've got 3 blocks already for him. And the Gimpy one, Coach Weber with the foot cast, he's just limping all over the place over there. Three on the shot. Brown fires a miss. Green wraps it up for the Hoyas. Hoyas just in need of some offense, have to solve the riddle of the very aggressive Illinois.
Good hands by the Illini. No window shopping for Georgetown.
Good pass inside. And unable to get it fall. Darrell Owens couldn't score.
Good weak side cut. Got to finish that.
Smith, a great shooter from Peoria. Misfired. Been waiting to see him. He burst on the scene. 6'3", 175-pound freshman. Weber could not wait to get the gunner on the floor. One of the best pure shooters to show up at Illinois in a long time. The three ball to pick things up as Cook nails it, and it's 12-5.
Georgetown back in that zone defense.
Augustine off the iron. Ball out of bounds. Georgetown basketball. We've got a break in Champaign. There you see the foot cast on the right foot of Coach Weber. The hard work. Got to be more.
Is this the help desk?
Yes, it is.
We need help.
With what?
He's always
I understand. Farmer, designer, weaver, buyer, shipper, seller.
Okay, what do you got?
You need a customized integrated real-time web portal.
What?
To get you on the same page.
Perfect.
Who are you?
Shepherd.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels.
Do it.
Use your easy button. This week at Staples, get a free Epson All-in-One Easy rebate. Staples. That was easy.
Technology has made your morning easier. Why not your shave? The new Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL is designed to shave more, with 3 shaving rings in each shaving head. And it stays on your neck, so even tricky hairs are cut. Make every stroke count.
Ding dong holiday, it's our holiday, be of jolly good cheer.
Ta-da!
Where does this piece go?
Whatever it is this holiday season, you can get it on eBay.
I'm Dale Hart Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits, new comfort, new styles. Generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles.
You know, during the course of the season, the ESPN family of networks will showcase a great basketball moment from all 326 Division I schools. The countdown, folks, is going to take us from A to Z. And it's time now for ESPNU's pride of the program tonight in our spotlight, Colorado State. It was a thrilling end to an up and down. Ryan Green's jumper capped a furious comeback against UNLV. Colorado State had stolen the game and the Mountain West Championship. The Rams were headed to the big dance. Steve, I'll tell you one thing about John Thompson III. Look at that schedule and said, what, are you crazy, son? I mean, nobody, the old coach back in the 80s, folks, he used to feast on Dick Vitale's cupcakes. They traveled this year to Navy, James Madison, had Vanderbilt at home, went out to Oregon. Now they're playing Illinois. And that's before they get to the Big East battle. And you know what Coach told me before? He says, yeah, he said, you know, we only had one home game. He said, maybe I did overschedule a little bit. He was laughing. He said Pops had already spoken to him about it. But, you know, you like to play a little bit of a balanced schedule, you know, some teams that you should beat. But you like to step up against the Illinois and measure yourself, don't you think, Coach?
Oh, top by Shanti Cook out of Westchester High School. Played for Ed Azam, a powerhouse in Southern California. And his teammate Brandon Bowman also played with him there. Zone defense has been good for Georgetown here. It's slowed down. Made the Illini a little more stagnant offensively.
Yeah, it has. You know, protecting the middle. They've got the shot blocker in on the inside. The Illini need the gunner, young Mr. Smith. There's a and it is 12-7. Well, Saturday, folks, you've got college basketball coming on ESPN at noon. Cal against Kansas. And then on ESPN2, Steve, you and I will be at Auburn Hills for the Wichita State-Michigan State game. And there's Tom Izzo. He said, when we scheduled that game, looked good to me, but now I'm not so sure. And Wichita State could have beaten Illinois in a tough game already this year. So that should be a dandy on Saturday night.
And Leon Poe, Cal Bears, going into Allen Fieldhouse.
He's healthy again,
great
right?
Hornets nest. Yeah, Leon Poe has the chance to be one of the better power forwards in all of them year long for Ben Braun.
Sliding inside is Arnold, banging, got in too low. Hibbert just stands his ground. Didn't let him have it. Can't squeeze a layup against a 7'2" center like that.
He really changes the game with his size. Can't teach 7'3", 283 pounds.
When you're 7'2" in the NBA, I will guarantee it, young man, down the road. Cook. Augustine snaps down a rebound. Georgetown looking for another defensive stop. Augustine, he'll try it inside. Kick back Smith over the top, and he drains his first three. There he is, the gunner, Jamar Smith. The assistant coach, Wayne McLean, who is a coach in the state, and he said, Dad, you guys better look at this youngster. He may be better than you think. And they went back a second time, and they agreed with him. Good pass by Hibbert. They get back inside, and the foul will put Georgetown on the free throw line. Take a look at his form here, Steve, and tell me about it.
Well, Augustine, the playmaker there, takes it off the dribble and then kicks the ball back out. Jamar Smith got his legs under him. Good stroke, a lot of confidence, playing with the swagger from being a freshman, stepping in to this program and playing like he's a veteran.
Yeah, somebody here tonight that he has one of the purest strokes they've seen in a long time as Green makes that free throw. Let's go back now on Roy Hibbert in underneath.
The big Christmas tree here doing a nice job getting his hands straight up in the air. Doesn't have to jump much when you're that size.
Exactly.
The big spacer like old Mark Eaton out at UCLA.
Oh, remember Mark?
But he has more mobility at this stage of his career. Better dexterity and agility than Eaton did at that stage of his career.
The Orange Crush trying to make a little noise, and Green misfires on the second. Georgetown slowly digging back in here.
Georgetown doing a nice job of keeping the ball in front because of the zone defense.
Bride's jumper's not there, but very active Randall. He's athletic, pulled away by Bowman. Bowman has been quiet offensively. He's got some game, folks. He's not even touching the ball. Owens comes in. Now he's got it. Here's Bowman. Go back inside to Sapp, blocked, and a foul is called. Stepping toward the hoop. Randall got his body, and the whistle is blown. Good call.
Taco Bell's new Chipotle grilled stuffed burrito.
So what's it like? It's a little bit smoky and spicy and flavor. I gotta try one of those.
The new Chipotle grilled stuffed burrito. Loadedly seasoned rice, spicy Southwest Chipotle sauce, and a blend of 3 melted cheeses. All wrapped up and grilled to go. For the perfect balance of flavor and spice, think outside the bun.
College football's heroes of the past welcome a new member to their exclusive club. On Saturday, December 10th, one college football player will go from being great to being a legend. Will it be the explosive junior with the jaw-dropping moves? The bright Texas star with the arm and the legs? Or the polished QB with the silky smooth touch? The Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Capital One, PN, followed by Codebreaker.
Hey kids, want to know the gift everybody wants for the holiday season? It's the Mark Jacobson bobblehead doll. And getting it is easy. Just tell your parents to stop by Mark Jacobson Toyota and take a test drive. At Mark Jacobson Toyota, we've got huge selection of brand new Toyotas at very little prices. So your family may even get a new car right in time for the holidays. So what are you waiting for? Stop by and get your bobblehead doll today at Mark Jacobson Toyota for all the right seasons.
You're a dog. All his life, he was forced to kill.
Get him! I don't want to.
His own master, Jet Li. Unleashed Unrated. With On Demand, you can start the movie anytime and use the rewind feature to watch your favorite fight scenes over and over. Unleashed Unrated. Now playing on demand.
Tune to Channel 501 to watch this movie now. Time Warner Cable.
Here in Champaign, Illinois, on a wintry December evening, the Illini unbeaten with a lead over Georgetown, but the Hoyas have been coming on, and Illinois has hit only one of the last 8 field goals. And today is, of course, a busy news day around the country. Gary Barnett out as head coach at Colorado, and Eric Moulds, wide receiver up in Buffalo, suspended. I was listening to ESPN radio coming down the road in that blizzard. This was some road trip today. I thought it was easy to get from San Antonio to Champaign. Little did I know.
Get your own planes, trains, and automobiles routine. No Steve Martin, but
radio keeps me company, though. Sapp, who was fouled by Randall. Obviously down. You know, Hibbert, we've got him for 5 blocks, and I'm told he's already got a career high in this game tonight. And the Illini just keep challenging him, and he's not committing any fouls in underneath. And Weber and his brain trust, they're going to have to rethink about driving on the inside against him. Now, he's off the floor, and we saw that shot before he went down. We'll see what the Illini can do about that.
Well, against the zone, you still want to probe inside opportunities, in particular while he's out of the game.
See, a big difference. Big difference without Hibbert standing out there. And right now, let's check in with Reese Davis for a SportsCenter 30 at 30. Reese.
All right, Brent, Gary Barnett is finished at Colorado. It was an off-the-field scandal that certainly left its mark on Barnett and the Colorado program, but getting beat 100-6 in the last 2 games, Colorado decided to make a change. Barnett decided that he would accept a buyout, though he didn't. And Eric Moulds, he's going to sit out this weekend against the Patriots after a confrontation on the sidelines last weekend. SportsCenter after the game.
All right, Reese, thank you. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more from you at halftime and during the game. And that is a held ball situation, and the arrow is pointing in Illinois' favor.
Bruce Weber, a disciple of Gene Cady, 19 years working under the Boilermaker mentor in Southern Illinois and Illinois. You see his teams consistently play smothering man-to-man defense. Once again, their active hands willing to get on the floor. Leads to the jump ball situation and their possession.
Augustine over to D. Brown. The road runner up firing. In underneath, tap, good. Well, Hibbert, I don't know how long the coach can wait. What'd you call him, the Christmas tree?
The big Christmas tree in Times Square. Yeah. A good-looking Christmas tree at that. Talked about some branches. Put some ornaments on them. Yeah, 2 easy baskets as soon as he goes out of the game.
Deflected. Augustine very active. Randall athletic, picks it up, hits Brown. There's Carter missing, but look at this underneath. Randall. Augustine underneath the glass. 22-9.
Those are high percentage looks, Brent. 0-footers, putbacks.
Well, Aaron, we got a little bit of a gimpy head coach over there on the Illini sideline.
We certainly do. Of course, Bruce Weber suffering from a broken ankle. He's wearing a boot. He's going to have to wear that thing for another 6 weeks there. Illinois' SID, Ken Brown, told me he is doing everything wrong. He's not supposed to stand on it. He's not supposed to fly. He's not supposed to be walking. He told me yesterday it's actually put a cramp in his style because his assistant coaches now have to drive him around. His wife actually had to drive him to a high school basketball game for a recruiting visit. So Coach Weber miserable with that ankle injury, Brent.
Yeah, he has been active with it. You know, an awful lot is made about fan groups around the country, but I can't say enough about the one down here in Champaign, the Orange Crush. Do you realize over the last 6 years, this group of students, $1 million, and tonight they are going to present a $50,000 check to the Jimmy V Foundation. You talk about a group of students who do the right thing. There are these youngsters, and they all work at fundraising for different charities. They had a young basketball player died tragically a few years back. They named an endowment in his honor. It's just a wonderful, wonderful fundraising group here. Cook steps out, who's back on the floor. Sapp picked the dribble up. The Illini defense all over them. 4 on the shot now. They can't get it off. 1. Desperation shot. That's a violation, but they've got it. That's a violation. It didn't hit iron.
Brent, we've talked about what a great arena this is. 82-3 over the past 7 years. Consider Wisconsin's home court, Cameron Indoor Stadium. I think McHale Center, Lute Olson's home court, not bad. And of course, the Breslin Center. Look at those percentages. Talk about home cooking.
Very impressive. And with Hibbert on the bench, Steve, the Illini went on a quick burst, and you wonder now if Thompson's team can dig back in here with 5:20 and tighten this up before the intermission. They're struggling so much. Illinois man-to-man defense.
We said it earlier, no free looks. Look at the hands up. That means no window shopping over the top of the Illini defense. They don't allow teams to move the ball or pass the ball in a comfortable way.
Augustine and the Illini continue to dominate that glass, even with Hibbert on the floor. Randall, air ball. Just need to get this back to single digits and then work from there.
You know, this Princeton-style offense is a rhythm offense, and Georgetown has just not found that rhythm. The ball movement, the man movement, the spacing, the cutting, not there tonight. Still searching to find it.
You know, they're taking a lot of time off the shot clock and then not finding good shots at the end of it. Like that one with 1 left and out of bounds. Well, ESPN Original Entertainment presents Code Breakers, an ESPN original movie that explores the notorious 1950 cheating scandal involving the football team at West Point. Scott Glenn stars as Coach Red Blake. He was the hard-nosed perfectionist at the academy, and his methods created an explosive environment at one of the country's most hallowed institution. And Code Breakers presented by K Jewelers, Saturday at 9 Eastern. And it's worth taking a look at and worth thinking about exactly what happened during that time. As Steve Brown, as I recall it, was a lot of guys who had taken exams who came out and told them what some of the questions were that they had been asked in the exam, if I can remember some of that scandal. But it rocked that football team, tore it apart. Wallace. 3.5 minutes knocked away and out of bounds. Enough about Weber's man-to-man defense here, Coach.
Smothering.
You teach him how to coach this when you two were down at Purdue?
King Katie teaches all of his disciples.
We got a timeout.
Tomorrow night on ESPN at 7, the Cavaliers and LeBron James play host to Jason Kidd and the Nets. At 10, Steve Nash leads the Suns against the Knicks. On ESPN2 at 7:30.
It's basically win or go home.
EA Sports NFL matchup. At 8, semifinal action football championship pits Northern Iowa against Texas State. It's all on tomorrow night. For all the latest all the time, turn to ESPN News.
Be brilliant. Shop now through Sunday at Zales' biggest sale of the season. Enjoy up to 50% off, plus take an extra 10% off every piece of jewelry in the store. Now at Zales.
Being able to track packages is critical to our customers. That's why we've developed a more advanced scanning system. You see, we take as seriously as delivering packages.
UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Accidents happen. Nice to know the Jetta received the top overall crash rating in its class from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
They sit really deep. It's hard to get behind them.
Beat him! Cross it!
Goal!
Yes! 1-0!
Want incredible entertainment experiences in your lap? Get Intel Centrino mobile technology in your laptop.
brilliant. Shop now through Sunday at Zales' biggest sale of the season. Enjoy up to 50% off, plus take an extra 10% off every piece of jewelry in the store. Now,
Reese Davis and Tom Brennan coming up on the UPS halftime report. Gary Barnett's done at Colorado. We'll hear from the now ex-Buffalo coach. And Kentucky gets word on Randolph Morris. I had plenty of word on Illinois in the first half here, Tom.
You know, this is not John Thompson's daddy's Georgetown schedule, and young Mr. Thompson's finding out. He went into the Lions Den tonight.
It has been so far. The Illinois Fighting Illini with a big lead. We'll see in a little bit, and maybe show you a future star in college basketball too, Brent.
Thank you. And Georgetown without a field goal in the last 7:29. The Illini over the last 4 minutes, they've gone on a 10-0 run. Augustine is the leader with 7 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals for James Augustine, one of the 2 returning starters from last year's team that went all the way to the championship before losing to the Tar Heels of North Carolina. What a wonderful March Madness tournament. That firing. And Illini fans will never, ever forget the comeback against Arizona in the regional outside of Chicago.
Airtight defense. The Illini holding Georgetown to 16% from the field. Defense creates offense. Some nights your half court isn't as precise as you'd like it to be, but you can grind out a win. You're getting stops at the defensive end and get yourself some easy buckets in transition as well.
A beautiful block by Bowman. Now there's 2 on the shot. Desperation is firing with 2:34 save for the Hoyas. Looking now for an opportunity. Bowman gives it back, and terrific defense by Arnold at that end. The Illini defense tonight deserves an A all around. They have been outstanding.
Not only very active, but very keeping their feet, being big, not reaching, not lunging. Solid half-court defense.
Smith a little more mindful. His last shot was blocked. Brown scrambles to the floor, and now the Hoyas are out on the move with Owens for the layup.
Well, for Georgetown, when you're struggling, laboring to get baskets in your half court, sometimes there's just a lid on the rim and a breakaway opportunity off your defense like that. Confidence and opportunities.
And how about D. Brown, the marksman, coach?
Well, D. Brown at 3 o'clock today working on his stroke. Nobody else in Assembly Hall, and he was working with one of the managers, putting up hundreds of shots, and it pays off tonight. He struggled a little bit from the perimeter in some of these early games for the Illini, but here you see him with textbook technique. Great lift. I think there's going to be a period of transition for D. Brown because he lost his 2 comrades. When you look at Luther head an attack, 3 quarterbacks on the floor, and there's a learning curve as he adjusts to this new group of players. Augustine and Brown, the veterans that have been in these tough situations, but a lot of new players settling into new roles.
Now, we've seen Michigan State watching Illinois here tonight. What about the Big Ten overall this year, Steve?
I'll tell you what, Jim Delaney has to be awfully happy. The whole Big Ten office, when you look at how deep, I think the deepest Big Ten conference in recent years. 8 teams should be fighting for NCAA tournament berths. I really believe we'll have the opportunity to go to the NCAAs.
So we're going to have some Donnybrooks in January and February around the conference, huh?
Just a monster league.
D drains it, and that extra practice pays off again.
Well, that's what you do when you struggle a little bit. You got to get back into the gym, work on your shot, work on that shooting stroke. Just like your short game in golf is struggling, you got to get on the green. If your long game struggling, you got to get to the driving range. Same deal in basketball. It's about getting the reps.
I know it's to be impressed with how Weber and his staff have replaced 3 starters from that Final Four team of a year ago. Very active. They've changed some roles. Augustine taking a bigger part in the offense. Good passer. And in underneath. Can't clean it up. Finally, the Hoyas are out of there. Last minute now. They're down 28-11.
Well, that's the sign of a great basketball program. Players come, but the results are the same because of your system. Nice cut there. That looked more like Georgetown basketball, what John Thompson wants. Playing heads up.
Yep, Hibbert dropped it off beautifully. That was a good pass to Cook that time, Steve. And we've got Well, the clocks are just about synced up, so D. Brown's going to take the timeout. Remember what I told you in case you missed it. The Illini tonight are without young Chester Frazier. So the heat is on number 11 to run the floor. They really don't have anybody. McBride could try, but only for a short time, to be your point guard. It's got to be D. Inside of 10 now. McBride gives it back to D with 5 at this time, and Hibbard, time will run out here. Into the first half. Well, he's gimpy, but he can still coach. 28-13, Illinois. Now let's join Reese Davis, the UPS halftime report. Take it away, Reese.
Welcome to the UPS halftime report. ESentation of college basketball is brought to you by A Diamond is Forever. What would you do for love this Christmas?
The Illini go on 2 10-0 runs in the first half, and they open up a big lead on Georgetown, 28-13. With Steve Lavin and Aaron Andrews, I'm Brent Musburger. Nice to have you back on a very cold night here in Champaign. And there's nothing cold about this Illini defense, my friend. I'd hate to try to be working against it.
Well, smothering defense, great teams, championship level teams are built on their defense. Illini very active, playing with great intensity and intelligence with a purpose. Look at the high hands, no free looks. There's no window shopping against this Illini defense. No catches inside. What you're going to see here at the end is a contested shot. And then cleaning up the rebound, the chance to run out in transition for easy baskets. You look at the numbers now, only 22% from the field. +7 on the boards for the Illini, and they forced 8 turnovers as well. So tonight,
the Hoyas, 5 field goals overall in the first half. Illinois had as many 3 balls as they did total field goals, to give you an idea of the offensive discrepancies here.
What do you tell your team when they combine the starters for 10 points in the first half? That's a way to get off to a good start, though, right out of the gate.
Yeah, Green looked good on that, didn't he, Coach? On snapping that turnaround, nailed the first hoop here.
Well, he has potential. Green was key, first team last year. They expect big things out of him. We'll see what he does here in the second half.
Yeah, he was a co-rookie of the year in the newly expanded Big East. Try to figure that conference out, folks. It's going to be a riddle, and it certainly is one of the great basketball conferences in the country now. D working against a shot clock, fired it up, and it goes in off Hibbard, and it's waved off by Jimmy Burr. Jimmy Burr has just said no basket.
He's right on top of it. This is the final.
He said that this is a 24-second violation. That was his signal, and Weber wants an explanation on that.
Well, it's a good call.
It was a good call. You saw it zero out up on the clock.
They're right on it. Jimmy Burr, Eddie Hightower, Ted Hillary, all 3 Final Four national championship game experience. Doesn't get any better. Makes you feel good as a coach, even if you're on the road from a different conference and you come in and see those 3 officials, you know you're going to get it fair and square.
What did you hear over there?
Well, the official screaming to Coach Weber, it's not a shot, it's not a shot. He didn't shoot it, obviously. You could see Bruce's expression on his face, not happy about that explanation.
Well, the ball never hit the iron. The clock expired.
So they reset, the Hoyas do. They've got first field goal here of the second half. Looking to back it up now. They've got Hibbard playing out high and screening, and on the drive, and that's 2 field goals in a row as Cook takes it in.
Both field goals from close distance. You can see the emphasis at halftime was don't settle for jump shots. Hoyas much more crisp offensively, more aggressive, looking to put the ball down low on the blocks against the Illini defense.
Augustine has to give it up, and 1. So Sean Pruitt.
Interior post passing here. Augustine at 6'10", a tremendous playmaker for a player his size. Really understands the game, has a skill set for a player his size. It's very unusual. Not only does he run the floor, but he recognizes and reacts quickly and properly with proper fundamentals. That was an example with that extra pass.
And you've got to take a look at our MasterCard first half stats. And of course, you know that Georgetown has come out here and looked a little crisper offensively. They're going to have to solve this fierce man-to-man. It's deep into it almost all the way to midcourt here tonight.
First 5 minutes of the second half, both teams trying to impose their will on their opponents.
And Wallace drains a three, so they've been successful 3 consecutive trips to open the second half. They've cut it to 11. Now the goal is to get it down to single digits and take it from there.
You know, sometimes in a halftime, it's just a different point of emphasis, a chance to regroup.
Randall is tapped back in.
Nice job of getting back up off the floor before Georgetown was able to. His second jump on that tip-in, impressive.
And Bowman put it down, and the foul is going to be called. John Thompson doing a little coaching out there. And you can see 5 of 22 just not going to do it. And the Illini 5 of 12 from it. Surprisingly, I think Illinois had a rebounding edge with Big Hibbert out there.
+7 on the glass. With Georgetown's style of play, they have a compressed margin for error. They have to value every possession because there's less of them, because they get deep into the shot clock.
Green tried to clean it up. Now Hibbert misfires into D. Brown's hands. McBride. Augustine tried to save it and couldn't. Georgetown ball. 33-20. Unbeaten Illinois, leading it by 13. See the hustle into the corner.
Little high jump. We're seeing some track and field here. Right over the chairs. Footwork, nifty.
Athletic big man. James Augustine.
Coach Weber's talked to him in recent weeks about being more aggressive near Illini. Looking for a shot more this year, not settling for just being a transporter or a complimentary player.
Offensive foul on Brandon Bowman, the senior from Santa Monica. He has struggled throughout the night.
Very active Illini defense. Rotating early there. D. Brown, a former football player, not afraid to put his nose down low with the big fellas. I always thought it was an advantage if you could get a basketball player who had played some football, that mental toughness. Tom Izzo's taking advantage of that. With Matt Trannon on his squad coming back.
And the Hoyas dig it out. Green headman to Bowman. And they'll cut Cook off. Here comes Green attacking, off balance, throws it in.
What we've seen on every possession, Georgetown looking to probe the post. Don't necessarily want to force, but you want to put the ball on the deck, get it down low through passing, through dribble penetration. They're getting themselves better looks as a result.
The runner from McBride, and here come the Hoyas again. They can cut it to single digits with a hoop here. Can't do it. Illinois rebound. And the foul is going to be called. Well, Steve Lavin mentioned it. D. Brown was a high school quarterback. More on that story when we come back.
Welcome back to Assembly Hall. The Illini leading Georgetown 33-22. Well, this season, D. Brown, he's the main man. He's the quarterback of this Fighting Illini team, a role he's very used to because back in high school for quarterback for Proviso East High School. Check out this footage. There he is running in. How about this? It's never been shown before on TV. We've got the exclusive. Check out the spin move. Nice job there. I asked D, hey, did you work on that kind of stuff? And he said, it's all natural.
Behind the scenes with Aaron Andrews. Doc Rivers, Aaron, was also out of Proviso East. A lot of good athletes have come out of there. Shannon Brown, Michigan State. We'll see him Saturday against Wichita State. And McBride tapped Hibbert, an aggressive elbow, but he cleared some space with it. Now the Georgetown, Steve, is now 5 of 8 shooting, and that was a monster slam coming down the wing. 5 of 8.
Let's go making it look easy. Oh, just go up and play Nerf ball on the road.
So I'm watching the game, and I'm saying to Steve Lavin, now how can they struggle so much? What is it that John Thompson and his staff did to get looks like this?
Number one, just take it to the iron. Go chew on the rim.
he did gnaw on it a little bit. Wow. Green. Jeff Green out of Hyattsville, Maryland. He's a sophomore, 6'9", 235.
On the flip side, Coach Weber a little concerned about his interior defense here in the second half, and that was poor rotation, an area of the game that usually the Illini excel at.
The 2-on shot, it rattled out for D. Brown.
You know, it's interesting, Brent, like I said, sometimes at halftime, it's not as though you change your system, the hay's in the barn, but just by emphasizing something within your attack, offensively or defensively, making that adjustment, the little chess match that goes on in those locker rooms is what's so fascinating to watch. And we're seeing the end result now. The byproduct of that is this team's more aggressive, looking to put the ball in the paint down low.
John has said, forget that back door, let's go into front door. These guys.
Jumpers.
If Wallace missed the 3, that would have sparked an uprising on that Hoya bench right now. D. Brown gone all the way at the point. Remember, Frazier injured. Got to carry the load. Weber had Smith was cold in the first half. Not now. A huge 3 as Georgetown was trying to mount a charge, and it goes back to 12.
You gotta love that confidence. You miss a couple shots like a home run hitter. Keep swinging for the fences. You're a 3-point shooter. You've got to be aggressive. You miss 4 in a row. You got to believe you're going to make the next 4.
And Green on fire. Quiet first half for them. He was 0 of 3 from the floor in the first half, but he has stepped it up here.
Nice job of turning and facing on balance. Little short jump shot.
Illinois ball, and now a reminder now, ESPN Original Entertainment coming at you again with Code Breakers that will explore the football team at West Point. Controversial issues. There's a lot of soldiers that'll tell you you want your buddies beside you in the foxholes. That was that at the time was not a one-sided story, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me. Brown kicks it on the inside. Jimmy Burr will hand the ball over. Boy, would you like to have these 3 guys working every game? Hightower, Burr, and 2.
3 of the best in the business and very consistent in their approach at both ends of the floor. That allows teams to find a rhythm.
Carter got away with a little bit of a moving screen. He looked like a tackle. He looked like Willie Rofe of Kansas City, stepping out there to protect Trent Green that time.
We were talking about football earlier. 2 Illini alumni. Red Grange, Dick Butkus. They'd be proud of D. Brown's spirit and toughness on the court.
Wouldn't they, though, huh? I visited a clothing store in Champaign. They told me Red Grange used to get his clothes down there today.
You look good. You pulled it off. Thought you were going to be in a sweatshirt today.
Hard telling where that suitcase wound up today. All I know is it's not in Champaign.
GQ, baby.
Timeout.
Giving themselves a chance here.
Now young John Thompson, he needs to get a towel over his shoulder. He'd look like Pops over there.
Great mentors. Pete Carrill, the old Princeton coach, now at the Sacramento Kings, and of course his father, John Thompson, a legendary Hall of Fame coach. Yet he has his own personality. What I like is not afraid to be himself.
Exactly.
That's so important in coaching.
Your coach would want it that way. Let's check in with Aaron on the conditioning of this Georgetown team.
Yeah, Brett, well, you and Lav were talking about this burst by the Hoyas, and you know, this summer, 10 of them stayed on campus to work out, and they said it was the hardest offseason that they've had physically, mentally, because they felt last year they really tired out very quickly. So that may be one of the reasons why they have this burst here in the second half.
Yeah, that's a good point. That round the calendar conditioning. Certainly the professionals abide by that. All of those pro football teams that break out, you just go and watch the work that they turn in after the season's over. So our Georgetown starting 5 Green's output has taken place here in the second half. So he has stepped it up. But they have struggled for the most part with this Illinois man-to-man. Good pass by Smith. And Carter sticks with it. He'll be on the free throw line, too. Set up by that pass.
Nice pass and nice use of the dribble. A low crab dribble inside. Able to get from one side of the rim to the other. There's a little crab dribble. Get the shot blocked. Able to take it up on the other side of the basket.
Saw your guy Jason Capono last night. Playing with Miami down in San Antonio.
Number 3 all-time UCLA scorer. Behind Don McClain and Lou Alcindor.
You guys taught him well.
He's got a sweet stroke.
Yes, he does.
They get Shaq back at full strength. It would be a nice inside-outside combination. Capono and Shaq. Capono running around. They still have the headband on?
No, he did not play with it last night. There's Hibbert inside, blocked. Arnold comes back as Green on the front end. So number 32 making a huge impact here in the second half for the Hoyas. They've got it down to a very manageable 10 again.
Nice job. The Hoyas dumping it to Hibbert. He draws attention. He puts that shot off the glass. It gives Green a chance to get to the basket because of all the attention on Hibbert for the putback.
And D. Brown, the road runner, throws it up with the left hand. He's a dandy. He'll make that all Big Ten team this year. Augustine will be a serious candidate, too. Two fine players. Augustine's going to check back in for Coach Weber. Eight on the shot. Now 5. Owens cut off. Misses. Very good defense by McBride on the shooter that time. Boy, they challenge every shot, Steve.
Great job of high hands on closeouts. So often players close out with their hands at their side instead of up in the air where you can contest the shot.
It reminds me of Duke's man-to-man defense here tonight. And with the right hand from the other side.
Reminds me a little bit of the old Boilermaker.
Yeah.
Coach Cady had it rolling in West Lafayette.
Timeout. D. Brown, the quarterback, takes over. Does a little Vince Young, a little Troy Smith, and it's 42-28 line.
You're quite right in thinking that this is a situation that calls for an absurd British comedy.
Want incredible entertainment experiences in your lap? Get Intel Centrino mobile technology in your laptop.
What's the difference between 10:30 a.m. and 10:31 a.m.? 365,000 very obsessive people. UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone.
On Saturday, December 10th, one college football player will go from being great to being a legend. The Heisman Trophy presentation, Saturday at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
To Fred Anderson Toyota, because Fred Anderson Toyota is staying open late to give you our biggest incentives of the year. Save cash for Christmas with the 34-mile-per-gallon Camry. Now just $16,988. Save $8,000 off 4Runners in the clearance zone. Keep your cash. Sign and drive the big double-cab Tundra for just $239 a month. Log on at FredAndersonToyota.com. Toyotathon is on. The place is Fred Anderson Toyota, the family store.
24 valves churning, 6 speakers pumping, and 17-inch wheels spinning sure is better than 7 swans a-swimming. The one and only Mercedes-Benz winter event. Give yourself the gift of an exciting C230 sports sedan. Stop by your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for a special lease offer through January 3rd. But hurry, the holidays go fast, and these offers go faster.
Well, the Orange Crush, part of the home court advantage here, but what a lot of fun. They have raised and donated over $1 million to the community at the university, and tonight they gave a check to the Jimmy V Foundation for $50,000. These are all the Illini students that you see ringing the court outside. There's your buddy, the chef.
Chef's in the house, Kurt Brown. He's a good luck charm. He's got both Lou Henson and Bruce Weber's autograph. He's been looking for Lon Kruger and Bill Self. Eventually, he sets him on that apron.
And that leads us to that impressive home winning streak. 25 and counting out at the other end. And Bowman stepping up to the free throw line for Coach Thompson after the
good execution there, Brent, out of the timeout. Got the backdoor opportunity, led to the foul. Free throw opportunities. When you've watched John Thompson's teams at Princeton and even last year and in some of their earlier games, you're used to seeing more of that type of basketball. Nifty movement without the ball, setting up their teammates as Bowman misses a front, get into the rhythm offensively yet for the Hoyas.
But I like Coach Brennan's comment. This is not his father's schedule, and that is the truth, man. To come from Eugene to Champaign, no way. You know what the old coach would have said? I'll see you in the tournament come March.
We're seeing a return to some of that type of scheduling. UCLA this year has one of those type of schedules.
Cupcake City?
Cream Puffs. I would have loved to have that schedule when I was out there at UCLA.
Oh, nice finger roll on the drive by Tyler Crawford, the sophomore from Staunton, Virginia. So there's your Illini leaders. Dee Brown, the quarterback. Augustine pulled down double-digit boards here tonight.
In all seriousness, look, Brett, I think because the leagues are so deep now, you look at the Big East and the competition in the Big Ten, the 20 wins, and the competition in the league is going to be so strong in terms of RPI and strength of schedules and playing ranked teams that you can afford to play a little softer schedule now in the non-conference.
One on the shot. Randall hits the iron. Now your Georgetown leaders, and Green, his production, most of it's taking place here in the second half. He really came alive. Bowman trying to pull the trigger on the
tough leaping leaner. Valiant effort to get to the basket. Probably had time and could have gathered himself if he had a little better body balance.
But now this Illinois team went to Chapel Hill, beat a young North Carolina team in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Now they've got Georgetown, and they will travel right after the game by bus up to a hotel near O'Hare, and they will leave early tomorrow morning. They're going out to Portland, Oregon to play the Ducks.
It's nest, snake pit.
Yeah, well, we're going to play this on a neutral floor. Remember, we had the first game last year up in Chicago. They're going to go to Portland and not Eugene. Advantage Illinois. Don't go down.
Smart scheduling.
I told her I was a general, and she believed it. You're so full of it, Paige.
Jimmy, help Paige. Doyle, flank that position.
It's my job to lead these men. None of them are gonna die under my command.
Brothers in Arms, earned in blood. Rated M for mature.
Whatever it is, you can get it on eBay.
You know, sir, this year we can use the easy button to get all the digital cameras we need.
Megapixels.
Use your easy button. This week at Staples, get a free Epson all-in-one printer when you buy any Sony camera after easy rebate. Staples. That was easy.
Would you kindly tell me what you're doing in the road?
I'm with the help desk. You're lost. You're headed to Fresno.
Fresno, right.
This is the road to Albuquerque.
How'd you know we were lost?
The boxes told me.
The boxes?
RFID radio tags on the cargo. Helps track shipments.
The boxes knew we were lost. Right. Very funny.
Illinois a year ago took it all the way to the championship game, and they're in a little small measure of revenge in Chapel Hill, huh, recently?
Yeah, you know, talking to a lot of the coaches and the players yesterday for the Illini, asking them what it was really like going to North Carolina. Was it big revenge? Wayne McClain was telling me it wasn't. It wasn't the same feeling at all. He said, but when we did go to UN to their arena and we saw that banner hanging up in the rafters, everyone got quiet, everyone felt a little sick in their stomach and said, all right, now let's go out and beat the Tar Heels.
Well, it was a great run by North Carolina a year ago. They deserved it. They were clearly the best team. Illinois had a valiant comeback in the second half. But here's what we got coming up for you on Saturday. I've talked about Wichita State, Michigan State, Auburn Hills. Remember, fans, 7 Eastern. Steve and I are on our way up there. And Steve, talk to me about that Cal-Kansas game. What about that one?
Well, Allen Fieldhouse, another great home court. A young team Bill Self has, still trying to find themselves. Brandon Rush and Julian Wright and company. And you look at Cal on the flip side. Ben Braun has a nice team. He can center things around Leon Poe, one of the best power forwards in all of college basketball. Allende Ubaka, a nice point guard. Richard Midgley out there. Cal's been there a long time as well. Seems like he's been around 5 years.
Quickly with Reese Davis for a Sports Center, 30-30.
All right, Brent, Gary Barnett is done as the head coach at Colorado. He's fired from his position, took a $3 million buyout, said he did not agree with the university's decision to change football coaches. And Eric Moulds is going to sit on the bench this weekend against the Patriots. The Bills wide receiver got into an altercation last weekend on the sideline. Sports Center after the game, ESPN News always.
All right, Reese, thank you. Foul number 4 on Randall. Smith and Arnold. Arnold having trouble getting it up. Finally into McBride's hands. And they'll run a little clock here. Hoyas are within 10 points now at 42-33, 6-12.
A much more confident, aggressive Georgetown team here in the second half. If they hadn't dug themselves such a hole, they'd be right in this ball game.
They still might get there. Shot clock way down. Smith drains the 3. The advantage of the long-range gunner.
Draw and kick, penetration, and pitch.
He's a product of Richwoods High School, Steve, out of Peoria. And, boy, Peoria's best talent through the years has really signed on with Champaign. And they always seems like there's somebody from Peoria on the roster here of the Illini. Foul goes against Illinois.
Excellent penetration by the quarterback, D. Brown. A little screen at the top of the floor. Takes advantage of the separation and kicks it out to Smith. It was a nice looking stroke. Great lift and arc on the shot. But a freshman with ice in his veins.
Crawford off the inbounds pass. Misses. D. Brown very active rebounding. For a point guard, he really gets in. He's in terrific physical condition. On the drive, it's blocked. Illinois ball.
Yeah, he could have been a center fielder in baseball, a defensive back in football. He played some quarterback, obviously, in high school. Just a tremendous athlete. Lateral foot speed, explosiveness, change of pace. I like his strength.
He's got it on top. The 3. Tap. Tap again. Good. Arnold credited with the tap in. And daylight again for it to go.
When Hibbert's out of the game, we see volleyball again by the Hoyas, by Illinois on the glass against the Hoyas. Arnold's a transfer from Illinois State, went to Pete Newell's big man camp, sat out last year. Had a nice game against Xavier, and big basket here late in the game for the Illini.
Cook is firing, and now the Illini on a 5-0 run with the ball. 4.5 minutes. Comfortable cushion. Intercepted. Owens and Green can run the floor. He is a fine open court player.
You can see why the Hoya staff is so high on his potential. They're going to learn from this experience. Still within striking distance. There's still enough time to come back, but win or lose, this is a valuable experience for Georgetown. They'll take this game tape home.
You know what the biggest thing they might learn is? Don't come to Champaign in December. Talk to Pops. Get him to schedule a preseason.
Where are the cupcakes?
I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits, new comfort, new styles. Wrangler Jeans Company, a new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new style.
Your morning easier. Why not your shave? The new Philips Norelco Smart Touch XL is designed to shave more with 3 shaving rings in each shaving head, and it stays on your neck, so even tricky hairs are cut. Make every stroke count.
This season, give the gift of John Madden and Dale Jarrett's holiday CD.
A whole lot of sacks, and it's only the first one.
A collection of 20 all-time classics.
Holidays are the pitch.
As only John and Dale can sing them.
North Pole position.
For a gift people will actually want, come in now to Outback Steakhouse and buy holiday gift cards today. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Could I get a French roast, please?
Today I'll have a cappuccino.
Sure.
Now you can offer a wide variety of coffee house coffees.
Here, Mom.
In your own home. Home Cafe pressure brews tempting Folgers and Millstone varieties, so everyone in your family can choose the coffee they like best every day. It's the perfect way to make all the customers in your family happy. To save $10, visit homecafe.com.
On December 10th,
What is the motto of West Point? Duty, honor, country, sir!
beneath the code of honor lies a code of silence.
I can get you the answers.
This is a violation.
It's the way things work.
Code Breakers, an ESPN original movie, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
47-35, all Illinois. And yes, indeed, Sports Center is next. Scott Beck coming along. How the Jags can ruin Colts perfection. I got to watch and see how they can do it without Leftwich as their quarterback. I really do want to see that. A look into the future. Maybe that's Mr. Greg Oden out of Indianapolis. He's headed for Ohio State, and why it's easy to fix a game. We're going to take a look at that 1994 Arizona State point-shaving scandal. Interestingly enough, it was the bookmakers out in Las Vegas who detected that. We're going to take another look at that scandal. There was a lot of unhealthy money was dropped, and there's not a lot of money bet on these games, folks. And when thousands suddenly start showing up at the different casinos, look, they're all hooked together out there by a computer. The red warning lights start going off, and they took that game, a couple of them off the boards when that money came down. And of course, the good thing about that scandal was they didn't always get it done. Fixers could have wound up in a poorhouse the way things were going. So they got a good look at that coming up on Sports Center. Taken away by Hibbert. Georgetown, 48-35. Georgetown, really, we've joked about the schedule and everything. They've been tested under fire. They're going into a big-time conference. This team's going to get better and better as a guy like Green's a big-timer waiting to happen, and now he nails the three. He's got a terrific inside-outside game, Steve.
Well, night and day, first half and second half for Georgetown. If they can put together 40 minutes, they'll be a very dangerous team come Big East. You know, they had some big wins last year at Villanova, at Pittsburgh, they win at Oregon. They've had some big wins on the road already, this program.
As I recall, they had a losing streak at the end of the season that might have ended their JA. Determined to get there this year. Ball is knocked out of bounds. And of course, speaking of scandals, I know a lot of you watching probably don't remember this back in 1950. It's worth watching. It's about the scandal at West Point. Tore up the football team. Red Blake was the coach. Had a son. Was a quarterback. I know I'm going to check that out. I'll have to TiVo it, though. You and I are working on this. So there's the tap back in. No, wave it off. Now Hightower may be changing this. He's over with Jimmy Burr right now. Coach Hightower went right at him when he saw Jimmy waving it off.
From that angle, couldn't see if it nicked the front of the rim or not.
Can they take a look at this, Steve? Is that what Hightower, you know, he does, but he said, I'd like to watch it without your input.
Coach Weber with the boot, still active, engaged, working the officials.
Trying to creep over there. Let's take a look at this. Did it hit anything? Take a look. Did it graze or not? Didn't see much movement on that iron. Did you think, Steve?
From those angles, it looked as though it came up short, unless we
Good replays.
Boy, they're right on it.
That's very good replays.
Good officiating.
Good camera work. Outstanding, guys. You know, our truck, Mr. Fox out there to produce it, unloads his saddlebag. And it's something. You give him everything you've got.
I think they had the call right. From those angles, there was no definitive sign that it nicked the rim, which would have triggered the reset.
Let's take a look at the real-time angle on this. And I heard Jimmy's whistle. He was outside. I definitely heard the whistle on it.
Yeah, I don't see it nicking the rim.
No, I didn't either.
Officials on the call, collectively working together. You like to see that collaborative effort.
Violation. Burr has just told the Hoyas.
Love it when officials put their heads together.
He was all over it out here. He had a pretty good view of it. The outside. And
good teamwork.
Yeah, it was. Get it right. That's the deal. Instant replay started by the Big Ten of football has been a huge success, judging from the comments that we've gotten around the country from different football coaches. Now almost everybody, I guess everybody does use it in some form. Whip it inside to Big Hibbert. And there's Augustine up on him. Hibbert's going to have to learn to get a little elevation. A running hook. And it's down to 8 now. 2:30, folks. Hang on here.
Got the foul there in the backcourt. Nice job of reloading Hibbert for a second opportunity, and he had the rolling hook, George Mikan style, looked like the old Minneapolis Laker. Look at reload him again, feed the big dog, go right back to him, and an old school rolling hook.
That was a Mikan hook, Steve. And let me ask you this: 2:29. Was it early to start fouling?
I don't think they intentionally were trying to stop the clock. I think they wanted to put a little backcourt pressure there, just be there.
Okay. Well, worked for him.
Paid off.
It sure did. Got it on a missed free throw.
The old Jimmy Valvano style, using the clock, fouls.
Hibbert's got Arnold banging away. Owen's going to take the miss it. Hibbert had a hand on the ball. And out of bounds sideline.
What a feisty effort here in the crawl and scratch and get back into this game.
Hillary checked over on the side. They're coming up their shooting.
You have to be an ice cold all night and really out of the game to think that that shot there would have cut the deficit down to 5 with 2 minutes to go. Pretty impressive with the Illini putting themselves back in this position, Brent.
19 fouls on Georgetown, 5 on Illinois, and Weber wants a 20. You know, pretty impressive here in the second half when you consider that the Hoyas were down 15 at the half, had what, just 13 points in that first half. They were hitting less than 25% from the field, and somehow they dug back in. But like you said, they got so far behind. It's hard to come back.
Yeah, they did a nice job coming out in the second half, playing sound basketball. They put the ball down low, more aggressive, not relying on standstill perimeter shots. They had better movement, offensive effort as well.
You know, Bowman has been relatively quiet tonight. He's only 1 of 5 from the field.
One of their leading scorers as well. Very tough to win on the road when your leading scorers have off nights.
Randall missed last season. Punched a basket support, broke a bone in the hand. Would have been a valuable reserve last year. Back healthy now. Drew the foul. That was very good recognition by Green. He had Augustine up and got the foul.
Heads up savvy, little shot fake to raise the defender.
3 for I believe he has 3. Got him when he was outside the line.
Stops the clock, allows you to set your full court defense.
Made the first and 2 more coming. Can cut this down all the way to 7 at 157. And you know the three-point shot, how quickly things can turn around in basketball with that. And he missed the second one. Hubbard comes out. Crawford replaces him.
Trying to go with a quicker lineup here defensively, like the old Red Holzman, the old Knicks, substituting offense and defense.
He missed 2 of 3. Golden opportunity. It's a 9 at 153. Looking to salt it away. Now the ball is in the quarterback's hands. Almost lost it.
Good spacing into a 2-man game.
Augustine attacks, gets his miss back and rolls it in.
Excellent execution, Brent. Used clock, get into a 2-man game with your 2 best players, your 2 seniors, 2 all-conference candidates, Augustine and Brown.
Cook drains the 3. Timeout is called. It's an 8. You know, without Hibbert, Steve, this move is a lot easier.
Oh, no question about it. Nice post feed, little spin move. He's a very quick second jumper. He gets back off the floor because that spring that he has, the ability to anticipate the miss and put it right back in.
So Augustine with his 20th career double-double here tonight. 10 points to go with rebounds. And it's 52-44. 110. Yeah, if you were going to go defense and offense, you got to try to get Hibbert back on the floor defensively every time.
Couple of changes for Georgetown.
Smith checks in for the Illini. That just shows you how much the coaching staff believes in this.
Well, they like his on-the-ball defense. They say he needs to work a little bit off the ball in terms of vision. But he's also an excellent shooter, a ball handler, so a good idea to have him in late in the game.
Timeout is called.
A 5-second call.
And Burr was on top of it, so it'll go to the Hoyas. Tried to get the timeout and couldn't. Bowman got his man in the air. The 3, no. And deep round. And a foul against Georgetown.
Nice job securing the rebound there with 2 hands, like a halfback hitting the hole in football. You want to wrap it up in late game situations.
Steve, two big moments. Green with the 3 free throws, made only 1. Bowman looking at a wide open 3 after the fake. That's 5 points right now. They'd be right at the Illini's throat.
Well, a 71% free throw shooting team up to this point, but struggle tonight here from the line. Actually, the Illini, even though they're a good shooting team from the stripe, 57%.
Margin is 10. 104. Unbeaten Illinois, ranked number 10. Hoyas are 3-1 on the season. Goes up on Randall, short. Tries to save it, and it's over to Illinois. So a 6-1 Illini run here. And another foul on the Hoyas to try and stop the clock. All they can do. And tonight's THQ Raw V SmackDown player of the game is James Augustine. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
A double-double. Impressive.
So you know why I stumble with that? I don't play too many of those video games. Now, if it's a real wrestler, if it's a Hulk with a championship, I'm watching.
You don't play Grand Theft Auto?
No.
The most popular game? I'm shocked, Brent.
I'm old school.
I could see you up at 2 in the morning. I'm old school. Working the controls. You're still playing Pong, Space Invaders, and Pac-Man. Oh, probably, right?
APBA baseball. That's what I cut my teeth on.
That was the television era. That was really high tech for me. It's way too advanced.
All right, last 40 seconds coming up now. Gotta hurry. They can't be taking seconds off that clock. Off the iron. McBride wraps up the rebound, and Georgia at the end. Illinois leads it by 12. 56-44, and okay, Mr. Lavin, you figure out how we're going up to Auburn Hills tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, you got here too late today. Erin and I were driving. She's from Florida. I'm from California. We're used to having our pilot, Brent Musburger, to navigate us through this Midwest weather.
I was coming through the blizzard from Indianapolis.
We were fishtailing at every intersection.
Ethan, my stats guy, he doesn't get in here. How about that? You got to come in the side door, Ethan. I told you last night it's Chicago if the weather's bad. Avoid Chicago.
I'm impressed with the clothier that you got together with to put this wardrobe together. The patches on the sleeve. We need to get you a leather attaché case, little Longfellow or Shakespeare. You look like an English professor. Fit right in on campus here.
You should have heard me hassling for the discount.
Always working a deal. The barter system. We gave him a couple tickets. Gave him your 2 press passes.
Been done many a time, my friend. Final 20 seconds, and the Hoyas, they'll go home now after a couple tough road games. Wind up 500, win at Oregon. Going to lose here at Champaign, and then they'll get themselves ready for a little home cooking.
I can't emphasize enough, Brent, how deep the Big Ten Conference is. When you look at Iowa, Minnesota, they get Vincent Greer back. Obviously, Wisconsin, Michigan having a breakout year, 6-0 under Tommy Emmerich. Right. Obviously, Michigan State a favorite in the league, but I think going to be very competitive.
Now, Jeff Horner, how serious is that injury he suffered for the Hawkeyes?
Said 4 to 6 weeks, which is a real blow because they have a short bench to begin with.
Right, exactly.
A lot of seniors, a strong nucleus. I think you look at the Big East, obviously Villanova, UConn, outstanding at the top, but not the depth of the Big Ten this year.
So Green comes up, and it's the final 10 seconds here. Illinois wins its 26th straight here at Assembly Hall, and their 43rd straight non-conference win. 58-48 is our final score. And a reminder now, Sports Center is coming up next. Busy news day, and they'll have post-game coverage of the Georgetown, Illinois over on ESPN News. So for Aaron Andrews, Steve Lavin, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Brent Musburger. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide. So long, everybody, from Champaign. Stay safe and drive carefully.